Alright, so this video is going to be about restoring a door hinge on a General Motors car. Well, at least an older one. This is from a 69 Chevelle, but this is at least the same for 68 to 72. And it's your typical, with the detent rollers, garbage. But the only thing I know is that this thing pretty much needs to be good. You want to tap this in with the hammer as far in as it will go, because you're going to want to access that. We're going to try to grind that off. Grind the places that are pressed in. Get it loose, but be careful. You have a spring in there. We're going to try to get the detent out. Compress the spring. Compress it to where this wheel is free. Now be careful with the spring. Two more things we're going to grind out with the Dremel. Take a picture of it before you disassemble it, because you will forget. Make sure the holes are round. If they're not perfectly round, you're gonna have to get you another hinge. Alright, so I got the hinges, I sandblasted the hinges and put them in green epoxy. I'm gonna paint them later. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to put the kit in. You can get these for about $50 for both doors, but some places will try to sell them to you for $100. Now this is the kit with the detent roller. We're gonna put this on the lower hinge. I'm just gonna build them real fast for you. Just always make sure the bushings are all the three are the same, and then one is a weird looking big boss looking one. Since you painted them, you might want to get some emery cloth or something and clean these holes out till you see metal, because that paint may cause you to break the brass bushings. Just getting a little tiny baby file. We're just going to try to get the paint off, or just get the paint cleaned a little bit. Okay, I was just using a little tiny round file. Okay, now you're going to try to get these two bushings. Make sure they don't fit loose. If they fit loose, you're going to have to get you a new hinge. If it barely fits in there, you're going to have to get some clean this up real freaking good. Clean that up real good, sand it, and then stick it in there with JB Weld, and you should be good. But I'm talking about when it barely slides in there, so you don't want them going in there at all. You you want to press these in. I mean tap them in, not press them in. All this is some kind of damn circle thing. I don't know. Put tape over it so I don't just tear my hinge up. See, we're putting it over. And then I'm just get some kind of stick. Make you some kind of thing up, man, where you feel comfortable. You don't want to you can break this bushing, so it all needs to be squared. Just gonna use a rubber hammer and try to tap it in. 2 taps. See? See how it went in there? Alright, do the other side. You want it to look like that on the bottom. Bushing. Try to get it in there, start it straight. Use our little jig thing. Rubber hammer. Make sure it's going in straight. See? Okay. Alright, we got those 2 in there. Car goes on the hinge goes on the car like this. So kind of get it in position, and the kit comes with a new pin. You need to look on which side is knurled on the hinge. See, it's knurled right there and not knurled right there, so the pin would go in from the bottom. Now you don't want to tap them in 100% until you are 100% sure that you don't need to take your door off for some reason. So I would avoid tapping them in until they are on the car and ready to go. That's it for the top hinge. Real simple. Man, I can't believe this happened. I actually sandblasted a bad hinge and I forgot to sandblast the lower hinge, but I'm gonna go ahead and build it anyway, show you how to put how the detent roller looks. Okay, so sorry, I forgot to sandblast this one and clean it up, so it's gonna be ugly for the video. So the only difference with the lower hinge is it's gonna have this the last 2 bushings in the kit after the top one. That's why we did the upper one first, because now you got these 2 bushings. The only difference is it's going to use this giant bushing on the top, where that spring is going to be like putting a lot of leverage on the hinge, so it uses the extra thick bushing. So just put those in there like the top hinge, the same way. Get those bushings in there first. Go ahead and put the hinge together like it would be on the car. You're going to put the pin in first. Look for the knurled part. The knurled is right here on this side. Get your pin in there first. On this one you might want to go ahead and tap it in all the way. Alright. Tapped in all the way. Now, this can be tricky. You might need a vise. I'm just using kind of big channel locks to compress the spring. You're safer on a vise, but you're gonna have to get this spring compressed before you can put this detent roller in there. So get the detent ready. Like I said, do it on a vise if you're uncomfortable. Put the spring. Figure out some kind of system that works for you. Don't hurt yourself. See, we're compressing this to get the detent started. Don't do it like this if you don't feel comfortable with this. Get it started. Alright. Now we got it started on there. Make sure it lines up. Gonna put the bolt on. just be careful. Very careful. You can pinch your fingers like this if you don't know what you're doing. And run it back. So just be careful, man. With this one is pretty dangerous. But that's how you're gonna have to get that spring in there, either on a vise or like this, because you don't want to be trying to get that spring on there when you have your car all painted. These are the hinges, top and bottom, for the driver's side. That new detent. So if you got bad hinges, fix them or buy new ones. Thank you.